Our maternal grandfather, Joe Weiner, immigrated through Montreal to the east coast of the United States in the late 1800s and opened up a tailor shop here in Portland. In the late 30s, he acquired a property on the corner of Southwest 6th and Washington. When our dad married our mother, he began working with our grandfather. They started doing commercial real estate projects and built freestanding structures before the advent of the mall. And that's how they first got into commercial real estate.
I think the family's sense of commitment to both Portland and to future generations is extremely deep. They have these transcendent values: higher education, investment in the culture, investment in their family. I think they see Portland State as being a vital organ of the city, and in order for the city to grow, Portland State needs to grow.
I'm an alum. I went there at the College of Urban and Public Affairs in the Commercial Real Estate Development program, and I'm doing a victory lap right now, finishing up my MBA.
Something that our father and mother instilled within all of us is the importance of giving back to the community that we live in and have been so fortunate to be successful in.
And around 1982, Ralph and Bunny Schlesinger met with Dean Marvin Kaiser to discuss the need for scholarships at the university. The family was deeply impressed by the need and the potential impact and responded immediately. Since that time, they've gone on to fund dozens of scholarships at the university. The impact of those gifts are extraordinary. Paul has taken on significant leadership positions for the foundation, having served as a leader in our most recent scholarship campaign, and now he's coming on to the board of the foundation trustees.
I remember my grandfather in his office with Dad talking about setting up scholarships for underprivileged students in the state of Oregon, making sure that they could get their higher education. And it's just come through generation to generation.
Our grandfather came over from Russia and found his American dream in Portland. And I think by helping students get an education, we're empowering them to obtain their American dream.
Our mom, Bunny, at barely over 5 feet, was a quiet woman. By making sure that all three of us went through our own education programs, allowed us to go in different directions, but it was a true desire to have us all work together.
She was a force to be reckoned with. My grandfather passed away in 1994. She came into the family business. She was not afraid to make decisions and voice her mind.
The Schlesingers are one of those great Portland families that have been with us for multiple generations, and you literally could say that the face of Portland has been drawn in part by the Schlesinger family. They've worked very hard with others to help make Portland State a first-class university. They're basically Portlanders through and through and dedicated to this community.
They cared deeply about the university and gave over and over in more ways than I can even begin to name. It was here what they considered one of the jewels of Portland, and it needed to be polished and taken care of and nurtured and helped.
They do things because of these simple core values, these simple fundamental things that pass from one generation to another. But in so doing, and because of the position that they've been fortunate to have here within the community, they've become role models and they set examples for others. And to me, that's servant leadership.
Whatever it is on this campus and whatever kind of scholarships and programs help the students stay here until they completed their studies, the Schlesingers are always there.
We've got a really diverse family. We've got marathon runners, school teachers, artists. Some of us are passionate about fishing, some of us less so. Celebrating each other and supporting each other are the values that we live to. We're humbled and so appreciative to be recognized this year. It's a fantastic place to go to school. I can attest to that. It's developing leaders of the future. Being able to be associated with a fine institution like Portland State means the world to us.
What a way to have a family reunion. Just us and 1,500 of our closest friends. First, to our employees here this evening and those who could not attend, you make our organization better, and we're so grateful to work with you. To our Family Foundation board members, especially those who are not family members, Roy, Bruce, Leah, and Josh, you've helped guide our philanthropic mission with care and dedication. So you probably were expecting someone a little bit older tonight, but instead you get the perspective of a millennial. And from the perspective of this millennial, philanthropy should be personal and it should be authentic. And it doesn't have to be done from your iPhone. You don't really need to be a member of the creative class or work in a creative office to realize that philanthropy is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to create and form a legacy. Now, my family believes in an idea that there are really no owners, but that each generation borrows from future generations with the obligation of making it better. When our family lost our patriarch in 1994 to complications from diabetes, watching my grandfather, Ralph, who had such a strong yet gentle presence, battle through amputations and daily dialysis was difficult and painful. But what I remember most about this time was how his sons responded. It was such a personal commitment to diabetes research and care. Ralph had passed, but his sons worked to ease the pain of others whose lives were adversely affected by this horrible disease, by trying to make their lives better. You know, another family experience I remember was in 2004, when a friend and an employee of our organization, David Weisenberg, was called up to serve in Iraq as a member of the Oregon National Guard. And on September 13th of that year, he was killed in action from a roadside bomb. David was a young staff sergeant. He was caring, intelligent, honorable, and compassionate. David was 26 years old. I think Jim and Marilyn Weisenberg are here this evening, but David had attended Portland State, and I remember my father, Barry, said to me, "You know, people are built to withstand quite a bit with what life throws at them. We endure, we're tough, we're just not programmed to lose our kids." And while I remember your words, Dad, what I remember most was our family's response to create an endowed scholarship at PSU in David's name, so that David would not be forgotten and that others would have the opportunity to create their own legacies. To David and the Weisenberg family, Jim and Marilyn, we share this honor with you. Thank you. Now, Portland State's legacy began about 70 years ago. Back then, there were 220 students, and now there are just about 30,000 students, with over 165,000 alum all over the world. I think I'm in that number. I got another month or whatever for the MBA. But we're proud of our association with PSU, and we remain dedicated to empower those who seek to strengthen their skills, develop their dreams, and chart their careers. And hopefully this leads to an expansion or continuation of philanthropic spirit. Because after all, good citizens are the riches of the city. To Greg Ness, congratulations on your recognition this evening. It's much deserved. And to Portland State, thank you for this distinct honor and recognition. And to the leadership, faculty, and staff, and of course the students, thank you for your contributions to the health and vitality of our community, for making it better. And then finally, thank you all for attending. for making it better, and for continuing to let knowledge serve the city. Good night.